time. It means different things in different places. In most settings, time is measured in minutes and hours. But in track and field, every tenth of a second counts. 1 second is an eternity, and a minute, a lifetime. For sisters Xenia and Lisa Raye, their speed over time is a formula for success for the West Warwick High School indoor and outdoor girls track and field teams. And right now, it looks like their speed will be benefiting those teams for a long time to come. We're going to take some time to learn more about them right now on this episode of the Words with Wizards podcast.
This is the Words with Wizards podcast, your look at the world through the lens of West Warwick High School. It's where we talk to interesting people, visit cool places, and sometimes hit on a big story. And at the end of it all, you'll learn a little more about what's going on in the land of the orange and black. And now, here's your host, a man who runs from the couch to the refrigerator in record time, Mr. Eric White.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday, March 1st, 2023, and this is episode 29. I always tell people this is a family show. That's usually when someone uses a naughty word they're not supposed to on these airwaves or in the classroom. But this podcast has truly turned into just that lately. In the last episode, we spoke to brothers DeAndre Chase and James Branch, who had success on the football field and now on the basketball court. Now we turn to sisters Xenia and Lisa Raye, two talents in track and field that led the girls' indoor team to a fourth place finish at the state championship meet and the school's first ever indoor class championship. Lisa Raye won 2 state championships in this, her freshman year, breaking the state meet record in the 55-meter dash with a time of 7.1 seconds. And in third place was her sister, a sophomore, with a time of 7.27 seconds. It was the fastest finals in that event in 10 years. Lisa Raye also won the 300-meter dash, with her sister placing 5th, and was 2nd in the 55-meter hurdles, and 6th in the long jump as well. So just who are these young women, and how do they feel about their success? And what do they like to do when they're not setting records? I sat down with them recently to get some answers. Here's what they had to say. Let me ask you, and we can start with you, Xenia, first, and then you, Lisa. How did you get started in track and field?
I would say that this question is kind of for the both of us.
Okay.
So a teacher from the middle school, she actually told our dad about these EWG summer track series. It was actually Mrs. Green, the gym teacher.
Okay.
And my dad decided to enter LJ into them, and seeing that he had potential as a runner and a jumper. Years later, we joined the middle school track team and then started running for a club team out of Cranston called CLCF. And
I grew up right next to CLCF.
Oh, yeah.
Pontiac Ave. Yes, good.
And then eventually we did age out, and then we went on to join the Providence Cobras, who we still run with to this day.
And what do you think? Either one of you can take this. What do you think of the success of the team this year?
We are very proud of the team. We've all been working very hard, so it definitely paid off, and hopefully we can have more years like this.
Mm-hmm. And you certainly have had success. You won the medium class championship for the first time in school history.
Yes.
And I coached with Coach Parento. Jeff Parento's your coach.
Yeah.
And I was his assistant for 4 years before you guys came. You guys were in middle school, maybe even elementary school when I was back there. I can't remember how many years ago it was. But we had some good teams. Yeah. And we had Versavia Goratoy, right?
Yes, we remember her.
Fantastic. And we thought, when are we going to see another talent like that again? And then here are two of you sitting in front of me like this. And we'll talk about the projected and how you focus on the here and now, and plus everybody else saying, wow, this could be a great next 3 years.
Yeah.
You know? Let me ask and this is for individual each of you, so either one of you can go first. What are your long-term athletic goals?
Yeah, so I would like to continue my track career at a college, and I'll probably run for those 4 years that I'm in school, God willing. And once I'm old and retired, I would like to start my own track team.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly where I want it to be located yet, but it will definitely be in America. But I want to live in southern France. So when I'm away and living there, then I would want Lisa to be my head coach for the time being.
Oh, okay.
And I'll return and start coaching whenever I'm in the States.
So Xenia, what do you? I mean, you're a sophomore now.
Yeah.
You say college. Do you have any particular interest right now that you might want to major in, or any college in mind?
Yeah, definitely somewhere in the West Coast. That would be nice. USC and Pepperdine.
Yeah.
That's what I've been looking at so far.
Okay. Any idea what you might want to major in?
Physical therapy or occupational therapy, or maybe even film.
Yeah.
It all depends, really.
Film in California? Nobody does that. Okay. What do you think, Lisa? Now, I'm asking a freshman. Now, when I was a freshman, and most freshmen here have no idea what they're going to do, but you probably have a nice answer scripted there, so go ahead.
Yeah. I would like to run track for a D1 school and have qualifying times for the Olympics, just in case the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah. So, do you have any D1 schools in mind?
I want to run for a college in Washington, maybe some college in on the West Coast.
On the West Coast, so
yes.
Washington State.
Yes.
Okay. Are you trying to flee Rhode Island, or are you trying to run away from people, or are you just looking at the best running schools
Yeah,
are
the
out
best
there?
Yeah, we're just looking at the best running schools.
Okay. Good answer. Because you don't want to say, "Oh my God, I want to get away from my parents," because you don't want to say that. And I've met both of your parents, great people.
Yes.
What are your long-term? Well, you've already kind of answered this. Educational career goals. Let's say how far, because I don't think you, Xenia, really went into this. You went into wanting to start a track team and have your sister be the coach. Do you have any career goals as far as what you want to do when you're in college? You mentioned physical therapy, I believe, or
I would really like to become a director or an author for books and everything. But it would definitely be more beneficial for me to go to college and study or major in physical or occupational therapy and minor in film or something. So that's what I've been trying to work out, what exactly it is that I want to go to school for.
Yeah. I mean, as much as, we do things up here, we do things with cameras, and we've dabbled in doing parodies and short films.
Yeah.
But I think your parents are probably glad to hear, when they hear this, that you want to do film as a maybe a minor or something like that. Hey, if you hit it big, great. But all right, because if my daughter, who just graduated from Rhode Island College, said, "Oh, I want to go into film," I would say, "What are you going to do to pay the bills?"
Yeah.
There are a lot of things you could do. You don't have to be making the next huge blockbuster. There's a lot of jobs in film, and there's a lot of great things. But I think you think of that profession or media, and you think, "Oh my God, it's competitive, it's unstable, and all that stuff." But I think you will be successful. I have a good feeling about you.
Thank
guys.
you.
So let me ask you this. So starting from last year when you were a freshman, and I talk to Coach Parento all the time, and I write up most of the sports for the morning show. Well, so last year you come on and you're doing fantastic. And then this year, you're coming on, especially the last couple of meets, and you're running 10 events. Now, I know you can't run 10 events, but you're winning 3-4 events. And are you surprised by your success this early in your high school careers? Let's start with you, Lisa.
Well, after I became a 3-time USA Track and Field All-American, I knew that there was a strong possibility that I could be doing well as a sprinter on the high school level. I've been running track since I was 5 years old and raced against some of the best runners on the Northeast, and I trained very hard not only on the track but also in the gym.
Okay. So you were an All-American, you said?
Yes.
Okay. And when in middle school or an All-American?
In middle school.
In middle school.
And hopefully I can be one in high school too.
Okay. Are you surprised by your success earlier on?
So I had my indoor season. I always use the word mediocre when I talk about it, just because of how I placed in the NS states.
And
But
you're talking about last year.
yeah.
Okay.
So then, like, when outdoor came, I was shocked when I started beating people that were beating me, like, during indoor. But in the end, it ended up paying off. And I guess I wasn't shocked in the end. Like, once states came around for outdoor, I was a bit more confident than I would have been.
And I coached indoor and I ran outdoor when I was in high school briefly, but I did do my senior year. And it's a different ball game. It's really a different, the distances are different. Then you've got, for some reason the times are different. You're running out in the elements, and even throwing. As a thrower, I was a shot putter. Everything's different. What do you prefer, indoor or outdoor?
Definitely outdoor.
Outdoor?
Yes, outdoor.
Yeah. Why?
It's just better to be, like, running outside. I'm more used to it. Like, when we grew up, we were never, like, just running around inside of a facility. We were always outside, like you said, in the weather.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And you have the luxury of having an indoor track team that has an indoor facility
Yes.
to practice in, because the others are running outside, which, today would be fantastic. It's like almost 60 degrees out there. Are there any other sports that either of you have played or currently play?
When we were younger, we did dance and gymnastics. We also did swim for a little bit. We would like to get back into it. We tried basketball, but it didn't really feel right.
Yeah.
And Nia chaired for a little bit, and then she quit. And now I play golf, and we both do tennis in the fall season.
Oh.
Yes.
Great. Any one of you can take this one. Do you have a favorite track and field star that you emulate?
Yeah, so definitely Aaron Knighton. I look up to him just because he's so young and has already done so many great things. And he ran against Noah Lyles, and he became the 4th fastest man in the 200 at just 18 years old. So that was definitely inspiring, and it's just nice to watch overall.
Unbelievable. And what was his name again?
Aaron Knighton.
Aaron Knighton? Okay.
I would say Shelly Ann Fraser, because she won her 5th Diamond League title at the age of 35, and she has really good running form. I would also say Trayvon Bromell, because his block start is very good, and maybe Allison Felix in a thing though.
35 is ancient.
Yeah.
In any it's not ancient in regular years, but in athlete years to be running. What distance does she run?
100, I think 200 down. Yeah.
Wow. And it's so. I mean, I've run a couple of half marathons, and I do the longer distances, and I'm not setting the world on fire with my speed, believe me, but I just love running and running outside. When you say you like outside, I mean, after being a gym rat for so many years, I just love getting out and running, and you can go. And once you build yourself up, you want to go run 10 miles, you run 10 miles.
Yes.
And if it's beautiful out, it's fantastic. So you weren't going to say Carl Lewis or Jesse Owens or anything like that.
Them too.
You don't have to. They're old school. Carl Lewis especially. He's the GOAT of track and field, and he competed at that high level for so long. And Jesse Owens, it was just a different era.
Yeah.
If he were competing today, I still think he'd be good. But he was just, especially earning 4 gold medals at the 1936 Olympics, when Hitler wouldn't even shake his hand, was quite the feat. So let me ask you this. Okay. So seeing the two of you in action, and we talk, coaches talk to each other, and I talk to them. And people are saying that you two could lead this indoor and outdoor team to great things. And by the time you're both out of here, you can set many records. Okay? And, the potential is just unbelievable. So first, how much of that do you guys hear? Do you ever hear coaches, people talk about that or say stuff like that?
Yeah, we hear it a lot, from everyone. It could be people at random meets that we have, family members, strangers, teachers, a lot of people.
Yeah. And so my second question is, does that make it tough to focus on the here and now, and how do you keep yourself grounded? How do you keep yourself grounded? Like, okay, all right, everybody's saying how great we are, but we really need we really need to get better. And if you're not getting better, you're getting worse.
Well, we heard it before, but our main focus is to remain healthy and to continue to work hard and push to get better. And our goal is not only to be like better individuals, but also as a team.
Excellent. And you also have a good supporting cast as well. I mean, you have if it's just you two scoring points, the team's not winning. You have a lot of good people who are doing great things, both both in the jumps and in the weights and on the field. And having you two right at the head of it is great. But you don't win without having a well-rounded team. And at a school this size, that's not always easy because we're not like, LaSalle and Hendricken who have about, 85 kids coming out for indoor track.
Yeah.
You guys seem like you're really focused on the here and now. How much of that has to do with, any advice you've gotten at home from mom or dad?
Like, he'll be on that spectators are supposed to, like, stay up where and watch. But he's always down at the level where the other athletes are, and he'll be down there, and he'll always give us pep talks before we run, and he'll just tell us to keep our head in the game
and to push harder.
Yeah, and just stay focused. So he's always there.
That's great. Do you feel that there's pressure on you too? Like if you go out, like if somebody who places in the middle of the pack goes out and has a bad race, nobody really notices. But if one of you goes out there and has a bad race or a bad, you fault 3 times on the long jump and everybody notices. Is there pressure on you?
There's definitely more. I feel like there's definitely more pressure on us, but you kind of have to get used to that, and you need to learn how to work with that, and block it out and just ignore everyone.
Because you both seem relaxed. You don't seem I seem more tense than you guys do. But so that part of dealing with that seems like you've dealt with that. You've been standouts for so long. Seems like you've dealt with that pretty well.
Yes.
How do you think it's going to go at the States?
Well, hopefully. God willing, really.
Yes. Knock on wood or whatever this is.
Yes.
Okay. So, and this is your first time. So, do you have any advice for her since she just got up here? Or do you ever talk to her and this is what to expect, or is it the other way around, or?
We never really give each other advice.
You don't talk to each other? No, you don't talk to. You don't give each other advice. Why not?
I feel like, I don't know.
Our dad doesn't.
Our dad he's been the one to do it all.
The most we would do is pray together before a race, or
just tell each other good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, excellent. How about Big Brother?
Oh, he does.
LJ?
Yeah, whenever he's home, he'll be down there with our dad. He'll be talking to us. He'll show us stretches or dynamics that he does over in college.
Yep.
And if there's something that he's doing, like a workout that he thinks we could benefit from, he'll send it over. He's always looking out for us. Yeah.
Right. Now, is he a senior now? Is he getting ready to graduate?
Close. He's a junior.
He's a junior.
Yeah.
Okay. God, I've seen him around when he comes back. And he was a great guy and a really, really strong track athlete.
Yes.
When he was here, and it was good to see him go up to college and be successful. So, let's ask some stuff outside of track, okay? Outside of sports, okay? Favorite subject in school?
Mine would be history. I like American history. I find it very interesting learning about the past.
Excellent. I was a history teacher. Did you know I was a history teacher, and you're saying that just to get on my good side? Or?
No, I didn't know that.
So right now, you're in 9th grade, so you're taking world history, so you're not into the U.S. history, but you have an interest in U.S. history.
Yes.
That's great. Who do you have for history?
Miss Clark.
You're in good hands.
Yeah, my favorite subject is English and history. I like English the most, definitely, because I like writing and reading. But I do enjoy history, too, especially because I have a great teacher, Mr. Gallo.
Oh,
so, yeah, I really enjoy it. I've had him for 2 years now, so.
Yeah, so you have him for US 1 now, and you had him last year.
I had him for, what was it? World History last year.
Last year. Great. And who do you have for English?
Miss Narcissi Stewart.
You're in good hands. So you could have had me because you're in 10th grade. So And then it probably wouldn't be one of your favorite subjects. No, I'm just kidding. But Miss Narcissi Stewart is great, and you're doing the same. You're working on the same stuff we are. So, okay. So favorite subjects in school, and I actually ran into you. You were reading The Bell Jar.
Oh yes, yeah.
Right, and I said, "Are you reading that for school?" And you're like, "No, I'm just reading it." And that's something I don't do. There are students who love to read, but they're few and far between these days. So that's great. You finished it?
Yes,
You probably
I did.
blew right through it,
Yeah,
right?
I finished it the next day. It was really
my
good.
My daughter makes fun of me because I read slowly. I take a long time to get through stuff. But anyway, okay. Favorite musician or band?
Oh, I really love Lauryn Hill. My favorite song from her is That Thing. I also like Alicia Keys, and my favorite song from her is Sleeping with a Broken Heart.
Okay.
Yeah. My favorite singer is Lana Del Rey. My favorite song by her was Meet Me in the Pale Moonlight.
Yeah.
And then for bands, I like ABBA and Arctic Monkeys.
Ooh, ABBA. You're going old school there.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, they have a very unique sound. They really do. It's so uplifting,
Yeah.
How about, we all like to binge watch things these days. And favorite TV show?
Definitely Gossip Girl. I love Gossip Girl and Pretty Little Liars.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Now that was Cobra Kai. Now I've heard of your too. Cobra Kai, really a sleeper. It came out. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be that good because when the Karate Kid came out, I saw. I was in high school, middle school or high school. I can't remember. And I saw it there, and they thought they did a really good job. I haven't even seen all of the seasons yet, so I have to get that. And it really reinvigorated the careers of Ralph Macchio and William Zabka and all the bad guys they brought back. It was great. Just too bad Pat Morita's still not around. That would have been awesome. Favorite actor, actress?
I have a lot. I would say Denzel Washington, Keke Palmer, Michael B. Jordan, Tyler Perry, and Morgan Freeman.
Awesome.
Mine are Anya Taylor-Joy, Keira Knightley, Timothy Chalamet, and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Excellent. And a lot of those that you both mentioned. First of all, I would want Morgan Freeman to narrate my life. There's the man with the best voice. Him and James Earl Jones, best voices out there. And this is hopefully my retirement income. I'll do voiceovers and stuff. But those they're awesome. Keira Knightley.
Yeah, I love
her
Keira Knightley.
And not only in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but really
Atonement, The Edge of Love, The Duchess.
Yeah. Like when you watch Atonement, at the end of Atonement, when they switch to the final scene, you're like, what?
Yeah,
What's
I know.
going on?
It made me so sad. I cried.
Great movie, and also I heard the book was fantastic as well. So, okay, how about hobbies?
I like to shop, read, work out, watch TV, stuff like that.
Read, watch movies, write. I'm really into photography, and then I like working out and online shopping.
It's not against the law to take pictures for our school newspaper.
Oh yeah. I know.
So if you're ever interested, let me know.
Okay.
So, I want to wish you good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, and special thanks to Riley Maynard for producing the show in studio. All music and sound effects for the podcast come from WeVideo, SpeechLO, and My Instance, which I use along with Audacity to produce the show. This has been a presentation of the Media Broadcasting and Journalism Pathway at West Warwick High School. If you're a student interested in learning more about radio, TV, and journalism in general, then you can get in touch with me, Mr. White, at ewhite@ww-ps.com. More information about the Pathway is also below on the YouTube version of this show. You can also listen to the Words with Wizards podcast on Spotify and Google. The Pathway and shows like this are not possible without sponsor support. Part of being a sponsor is that you and or your business can get exposure on this and other Pathway broadcasts. Funding goes toward the purchase of new equipment, student scholarships, and professional development. You can find more information on sponsorships, which are tax deductible, at the bottom of the YouTube version of this podcast. Have an idea for the show? visit the Words with Wizards webpage at wwhstv.com. There's a form on the page that you can fill out to let me know about your ideas for the show. We'll be back soon with more Words with Wizards. Until then, stay safe and stay informed.